Hey everybody, I'm Chris, and this is my channel Chesapeake Chris. Thanks for stopping by. Today, we're going to talk about snap swivels. Snap swivel is really important when it comes to fishing because if your snap swivel gives way, that's a fish that doesn't make it to the boat or to the kayak, and he's probably still out there with a hook in his mouth. So swivels come in a lot of different sizes, types. Most swivels are rated for a certain amount of pounds pull that they'll withstand before they break. We're going to take a look at the different styles, see if one style is better than another style, and we're even going to test a couple to see if they really hold up to the pound rating that they have on them. So I know you're going to want to see all this video, so stick around. Like I said in the opening of the video, swivels come in a lot of different styles, sizes, and shapes. This is just a barrel swivel, doesn't have any snaps on it. Very rarely do I ever use these. Then there's three-way swivels. This is a rolling bearing three-way swivel. It's probably a pretty good swivel. It looks like it's pretty strong and pretty reliable. Then this style of swivel here is a three-way swivel where the eyelets all come out of a center ring and they're at a 120-degree angle around it. Or you can get this style here. This is basically a barrel swivel with a drop, the third eyelet drop at a 90-degree, and those two go straight through. And then I found this interesting three-way swivel. Once again, it's another, looks like little sleeve bearings or rolling bearings, and the eyelets come off at a 120-degree angle. And it's got this little extension on there. Not really sure what advantage that would be, but these are available. Here's a couple styles of swivels we're going to look at today. These two swivels here are just simple barrel swivels. These four over here are bearing swivels. I always try to use the bearing swivels. I think they help get less tangles in your line, especially if you're using lures and trolling. This swivel here, this little brass guy, this is just a barrel swivel, cheap. I used to use them as a kid. They come in black or brass colored. I used to buy packs of 50 for almost nothing. The wire just kind of hooks under that tab. Well, it seems like this would be pretty easy for this wire to pull out from under that tab and this swivel to straighten out. They do at least put an angle on the wire here, so hopefully the fishing line will be down at this corner so it won't pull on this side so hard where the wire hooks under the tab. But we're going to test some of these today. This seems like this would be the least effective swivel. This is another barrel swivel, but if you look on this one, the wire that hooks under the tab has a little 90-degree bend in it. So it seems like that one would stay a lot better. It seems like it'd be a lot harder for that wire to pull out. So it seems like that would be a much stronger swivel. We're going to test that style too. Then when you get to the bearing swivels, this is just a standard ball bearing swivel in black. Like I say, once again, the wire has the little 90-degree bend in it that hooks under that little metal tab. I use these a lot. The only thing is with these, if you're using smaller swivels, sometimes it's hard for me to get them open and closed. Like I say, my fingers aren't real big, but I don't have the best dexterity in my fingers anymore. So sometimes I tried buying this style of ball bearing swivel where this wire hooks back up under the wire. And it seems like it would be a little bit easier to get it to hook under that wire than under that tab. I do like using these. They seem to work pretty good. They're rated at different poundages. I'm not sure how reliable it is. We're probably going to test one of those. And then there's this style here. This is another ball bearing swivel where it just comes and hooks under the wire with a 180-degree bend in the wire. It's a little different than this one. Seems like this one would also hold pretty good because of that 180-degree bend, and it's a lot, these are easier for me to open and close also than that style there. And then this is the same snap configuration as this one. It's a lot larger obviously, but this is a rolling bearing swivel instead of a ball bearing swivel, and you can kind of see the difference in the bodies of them. They do look different. You can tell a ball bearing swivel from a rolling bearing swivel. And then last of all, This is a swivel I just discovered. I don't know how long they've been out, but I just discovered them. I'm going to start trying to use these. This swivel here is called a corkscrew swivel. And you basically just take the loop of your line or the eyelet of your lure and you stick it over that wire and you just spin it right down to the end. See, there's nothing to open and close. Supposedly they don't get fatigued from opening and closing. It's easier for my fingers. And it looks like it'd be pretty strong how it's put together. So we're probably going to test one of those too. But these are the swivels. I haven't tried them yet. I just discovered them. I'm going to try them this summer and see how they work out. Okay. For anybody thinking about getting some of these corkscrew swivels, I discovered what I think is a pretty serious design flaw. That wire running down through the middle, it runs really close to the outside turns around it when you get down towards the very end of the swivel. When you get down to this end. So when you put a lure or something on there and you start to spin it down, you can spin it pretty good until you get down here to this last turn, and it's so close to that wire you can't hardly get it past that last turn. It'd probably work okay with fishing line, but for lures it's kind of difficult, and especially you probably really need to size these really good for the lures you're using. If I try to use this size jig right here and I try to spin this on it, it's very difficult because of the thick eyelet on that jig head. It's very difficult for me to spin it down there, and I cannot get it past that last turn. I just can't get it all the way down there. The swivel is too stiff and too strong and too hard. And if you have a lure like this is just a Rebel rattle trap. It comes with that split ring on it. It's pretty difficult to try and manipulate this thing onto the swivel with that split ring on it. It flops all around. It's good luck trying to get this one on too, and then trying to get it past that last turn on the swivel. Let me try and put a lure on this swivel and I'll show you what I mean. Here's another lure I use a lot. I fish with this a lot, and when you attach the line, the wire is much thinner than it was on, say, that jig head. So you can get it started on there pretty easily. And then, like say, you got to spin this thing down. And you can spin it down. But when you get down to that last loop, where it's tight against there, you just almost can't get that through there. You almost just can't get that past that last turn. And I did get it on there, but then it took a pair of needle nose pliers to get it back off. So that's not very convenient. That seems to be quite the design flaw, in my opinion. And with respect to using the right size swivel for the right size eyelet on your lure, like the bigger the eyelet, the bigger the swivel. Well, this swivel here is about the same size as that one. And this is the kind that I kind of switched to using. And even though it's about the same size, I have no problem getting this jig head on this swivel. It drops right on there, and I just got to latch it. So that corkscrew swivel may be stronger than this style, but I tell you what, I can't get, it's really not good to try and get lures on. It's not much fun at all. The whole idea I wanted to buy and try these swivels is, with small swivels, I have a hard time working the snap. Well, if I can't get the lures I'm using on the small swivels like this, and I got to buy a bigger swivel, well, in my opinion, I might as well just use this style or this style then. Because I can work the snaps on these when they're as small as this swivel, and I have no problem working the snaps on them when they're larger. So those corkscrew swivels, in my opinion, epic fail.
Seems like those corkscrew swivels were designed like some lures. They were designed to catch the fishermen, not fish.
Okay, that's an overview of a lot of the popular swivels that are out there on the market. Covered most of the kinds most people use, plus that corkscrew swivel, which was a new swivel for me. I don't want this video to run too long again, so the next video, we're going to actually test the strengths of those swivels. I have the ratings of what they're rated for. We're going to test them. We're going to see if they hold up to what they're rated for, or if they break too easily. So you're probably going to want to see that, because that's really important. That'll tell you if the swivel is going to hold up when you got a big fish on the line. So tune in to the next video and see how the results come out. You guys know the drill. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Share this video. Put something in the comments. Hit the subscribe button so you get notified of my next video. And I'll see you on the next video.